We live, pal.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? On today's episode of Reasonable Wrestling, we discuss the fantastic and incredible career of the legendary, the icon, the one and only Sting, while also going over reviewing the card of AEW Revolution. And then talk a little bit about WWE. Follow us right now, Reasonable Wrestling, coming to you.
What's- Can you hear it?
Can I hear what?
I can't hear the music at all.
Oh, you can hear the music?
No.
Oh, the music was definitely playing on my end. That's why I was quiet.
I'm sure, I'm sure the audience can't hear it either.
My bad. Yo,
It's all good. Let's just go.
what's going on, everybody? It's Detroit Reliant Tola here. I'm with my tag team partner,
What's
CT,
good?
aka Chitty Bay. Man, what's going on with you, brother?
I'm good. I'm doing well. I'm happy right now. I had a great time watching Revolution last night. It was a great show. We're about to get into reviewing everything, including the week that was in professional wrestling. But before we get into that, please like the episode, follow us on RW Podcast One on Twitter if you're watching live. Listen, thank you for tuning in with us. And follow us on all the medias of socialness, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast in every location. Goddamn near, just search us up, Reasonable Wrestling Podcast, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, on any all the podcasts wherever podcasts are podcasted, SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher I think is gone now, but everywhere else that you get your podcast will find us. We have our RSS blasted everywhere. So please like us on there too. Follow us, and we'll stay in tune with all of our takes on professional wrestling, including our takes on Revolution. Chris, man, listen, for all the shit that I say about AEW, of all the stuff that I saw, they have good wrestling, and that's one thing I can't ever deny, which I've never denied before. I've never denied that they have good wrestling. I know that I can tune in on a Rampage if I'm looking for a banger match. I know if I can tune in on a Dynamite or Collision, I can randomly get a classic, a banger match. I think yesterday was a testament to that, and their PLEs, uh, pay-per-views are always that, so I'm not here to talk about the storytelling, lead up, and all that stuff because that's where my gripes are lie with AEW. But I want to give them praise today. I don't want to be sour on what they've done, especially after the show they put on last night. So shout out to AEW for the entire show. I was thoroughly entertained. Let's just drive right into the main event, man. Sting. We have our title name of our show is Showtime Has Ended. Man, a long career for the Stinger, man. A long career that spanned literally my entire life. Like I'm a week away from my 36th birthday, right? He started his career in '88, which went out the year I was born. So this is about 36 years that this guy has been dedicating his life and his body to entertain, the wrestling fans of the world. So just that alone, god damn, this guy's a legend, living legend, and deserves to be respected as such. I think that yesterday's send off was a testament to that. Are you muted?
I was. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Um, he was he was without a shot of a doubt the very first baby face for me. Right.
Okay.
I know we talk quintessential baby faces, Ricky Dragon Steamboat. I know we talk about how Bret Hart's your favorite wrestler of all time was a quintessential baby face. I know we talk about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who was a quintessential baby face, or I'm sorry, an unconventional baby face. I would say that, but Sting, bro, he was he was and And before I say anything that's disparaging, I never thought that he was a dumb baby face. He was just a good person. So when Rick would screw him over, when Arn would screw him over, when he was fighting with the Four Horsemen, he would get suckered in because my nigga was baptizing dudes in the lake. You know what I'm saying? Like Steve was a really good, genuine dude. And that transferred over to his character. Sting was a really good person to cheer for. His vibrant, colorful face paint with the tassels and the pants and everything was so vibrant, so attention grabbing, and that was the tone setter, right? He laid the foundation for us to be attached to him. He laid the foundation for us to be engaged with him. And now we're talking about in formidable years. The Sting that where our brains click and we're putting things together and we knowing what this Crow Sting by far was the most cinematic thing about wrestling until Bray Wyatt.
I
Right?
mean, I can't say that, but I
I
think Crow
mean,
Sting,
I mean,
was definitely. I think Crow
who was the
Sting
gap? Who was the gap between Crow
made
Sting and
him an
Bray?
icon, huh?
Who was the gap as far? I'm sorry, cinematic character growth. What was the what?
Come
And
on,
who filled that
we
gap?
know
Because
we can't talk about this without mentioning the Undertaker. The entire entrance from even before Sting was Crow. Like, we got to be honest about this. Like, I don't want to talk about the Undertaker. Don't be wrong, but like,
no,
we're
I
talking
mean
cinematic.
this is what the pot is for. But
Okay.
I mean, okay. So I would say this. I would say what was that? 94 Royal Rumble when Taker got taken off and everything like that.
91. I think
Was
it was
that
91. So the Survivor Series? No. We talking
was
about
that Survivor? That was Survivor Series. With
no when he
Yoko?
debuted as a Survivor. You're talking about when
No.
Royal
I'm
Rumble
talking
where.
about when he got sent off, when he had his face broken, and they had the
Oh
big.
yeah, that might be like you said, 94 Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. 94, like Taker was already cinematic. He was already there. 98 Sting, 99 Sting, right? That's Crow Sting, right?
Yeah, 98, 99. I forget when he actually started it, but
Yeah,
it could have been 97. Because I know there was like a year where he didn't
it was
wrestle.
97.
Yeah.
Starcade 97 was supposed to be the cultivation of
Okay.
that. So 97, 98, 99, what what TNT put into the product, the exact facsimilation of the Crow with the bat and the rainfall and the hair
Come on,
growing
the
out.
image was just perfect. I
Bro,
mean,
that
to take
shit.
it from the colorful surfer Sting blonde
Yo,
hair to just switch up on him, because with the NWO going black and white, and he's like, you know what, I'm black and white too. So we're like, okay, is he a part of the NWO? Is he not? He's just staring out from the rafters, like, what's going on? And then we find out that he's not aligned with these guys, and he's like this ultimate badass
vigilante, bro.
babyface.
He's a real
Exactly,
life
he's like the
vigilante, man.
Punisher, like so I fuck with it, and I wasn't a WCW guy. I was a WWE guy, WWF guy at the time, but I knew Sting, and I would tune in and I see him in the Raptors, like, all right, that's kind of cool. I was kind of,
That's the ultimate. I would say this. Now I'll hand it.
No, go ahead.
The ultimate test to why we right now. You say you're 36, and I'm pretty sure people that's 40, a little bit older age that caught Silver Sting. He was the ultimate reason at the time when we talk about AEW for being an alternative for WWE. He was the reason why I changed the channel. I won't speak for nobody else. He was the reason. He was a channel changer. You know what I'm saying? And
there's certain people that just you had to see what that was.
There's no internet. There's no nothing. Yeah. You gotta be lucky enough that your homeboy can use the phone past 9 o'clock to call you to tell you Sting coming down, and you like, fuck, I don't even want to watch it. I done missed the nigga drop down. You gotta be there after the commercial, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that type of
Yeah.
appointment television. You know what I
He
mean?
was definitely appointment television, and like you mentioned, he is the ultimate baby face, and not just in the ring, but outside the ring. He's a Christian man who. That's why I'm like this send off for him is perfect for him because to see him go out this way after living such a I had never heard a bad thing about Sting. Like people genuinely like this guy, and he's a good dude wherever he's been. And he's a guy who stood on business when WCW went down and said, "No, I'm not going to WWF." He didn't. He the way they treated WCW as competition. He stood on business like pretty much retired for a couple of years because he stood on business like a principled man. And that's what I also think about when I think about Sting.
And it wasn't in
That
spite either. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And that's what made you respect it as a man a little bit more. I apologize.
mhm.
The principality is not. You can have principle and be petty, right? Like that. Those two things can
Yeah,
live in the same. His principle didn't seem like it was due to petty. It was just legit. Like, nah, I'm good on that.
yeah,
I wish you well. I wish anybody else that go take a check well, but I'm good on that. And then he went and solidified himself in TNA.
yeah, exactly. It's a couple of years later, TNA came about. They wrestled. They had a couple of years, and then Sting, I think, joined them like maybe like 4 or 5 years into their run, and the rest is history. Sting honestly became an icon there too, and really solidified and legitimized their roster in a lot of ways.
That is the first of the second companies that he legitimized. That the now we're talking about AEW. Winter's coming, right? We always had little tinges of is this thing and everything like that. But the and I was apprehensive. I'm like I don't know health. I don't want you to just come back and get a check. But Sting was never one of them ones to come back for a cheap pop, right? Like Sting was never
Yeah,
the one to come back
he
for
didn't even
show.
do that in WWE. He came back and wanted to wrestle right away.
He wanted
Yeah,
to get busy. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So, and they was like, he was like, yeah, we'll just do a merchandise and licensing deal with you. You know, like, nah, man. If I ain't strapping up, cause you can't have Sting. You know what I'm saying? And he said it in the after the match. He's he wouldn't he wouldn't be here without the vision of TK. And we give TK Tony Khan a lot of shit
we do.
for his fandom, for his immature outbursts on social media, for his nepotism. You know what I'm saying? Like he catches a lot of shit. You feel me? For him being the leader of the Jaguars and losing the game, but for him to have a vision and be like, I need you. And Sting was like, shit, say less, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seemed to be no qualm. It didn't seem to be like, no, it didn't have to come with no high demand or nothing. Like, I need you to legitimize me. And no lie, the feels 3 years ago of Sting being on TNT, on wrestling with Tony Schiavone.
Snow coming down, shit. That shit was fire. I can't front. That shit is fire, bro. Like, when even though we knew Sting was coming, I mean, I saw that and I was excited because I like to see how they utilize all their talent, and it seems like that they do have a respect for them. Now, it doesn't mean that they're all gonna be like having the same send off as Sting because Sting is Sting, but they like Jake the Snake coming out with Lance Archer, Tully Blanchard with FTR and Wardlow and them, like it all like how they use their older talent. I was excited. So then him pairing with Darby Allin, the young daredevil himself who paints his face. I felt like, oh, this is a match made in heaven. And I didn't expect it to be 3 years of it. I didn't really, but
When it was pure, bro. No turn, no fucking cinch of a turn, no fucking it was straight legitimate. That's my little homie off the block. You feel me? Like, Sting Sting snatched up Darby was like, yo, nah, that's little homie off the block. He can ride with me You feel me? Like he come to my crib play video games. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel me? Like it was legitimate and not saying that Darby wasn't a star, but the Daredevil antics that he does draws attention. It's viral, Instagram, whatever it can get. But for old wrestling heads to be like, man, that's where's the psycho, where's the whatever, whoop de whoop. Darby's a good nigga now too. You feel me? Like Darby's a good nigga off a proxy by being next to Sting, who was a good nigga, and Sting says like, nah, he a good nigga. And
Yeah,
like
and
Darby never
given
do nothing to portray that. Darby cool. He a baby
no,
now for me.
yeah, exactly. So Darby's cool and all, but you pair him with Sting, you immediately get cred in that sense of like, yeah, you're a good one of the good guys, and it's for all the people who are in the crowd, the fans and all the kids, and say, all right, yeah, who know Sting can totally associate that. And I think Darby has had his own rise in his own way, but pairing him with Sting has definitely helped him, get that rub, so to speak, because he is a brand new star to television. Let's be real. As talented he was in the Indies, as talented he's in AEW, it doesn't hurt to have an icon like Sting being your mentor the entire,
For
for your
3 years.
first 3 years of your career in AEW, like really, it's incredible to see that, and I think that has helped Darby elevate his game and
Imagine if
approach things from
Aaron
different.
Rodgers had Brett Favre do that for him instead of shitting on him for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit we talking about. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like having a legit mentor,
Hmm.
like young. I ain't trying to take your spot. I fling the ball like you because I'm trying to be Brett Favre. Brett Favre, like, no, nigga, you trying to take my spot. Sting ain't do that. Sting ain't say you paint your face, you got the black and white, you trying to be like. Sting was like, I love that shit, bro. Come on, nigga. Let me show you how you get the crowd behind you. Let me show you how you really put on for the. I was doing suicide dives on concrete floor before we even had that.
Yeah, man, and he's still doing it to this day with that. Yo, honestly, man, whoo, man, Sting, this run. You scared the boy, yo. You scared me on so many occasions, bro.
Boy,
But I appreciate it, yo. I appreciate it, man. Like he didn't go out like, all right, I'm gonna play it cool like I'm a 50-year-old wrestler. He every single week did something. I'm like, why is Sting doing this, man?
bro, this
Like,
nigga
but
when the glass came out, I'm like, oh, it's
oh god,
the perfect time to get your ass sit out, cause you doing some stupid shit. Now this is what the young niggas start influencing. There's like you pop a pill. What pill you taking, boy? You know what I'm saying? Got a young homie out here tweaking, popping mollies and shit.
yeah,
First,
oh man. But yeah, I mean, what a way to go out, man. That match. Shout out to Young Bucks too, because you need a good heel team
absolutely.
to be there to get the whole crowd in a frenzy for Sting and Darby. But yeah, they were so the Young Bucks were very very giving, as they should be. And so was Darby, and so was Sting. It seemed like everybody was selfless in this match, giving of their body, giving of their time, giving of their energy. And it was like we're just going to give it all, go throw it all out here, and this last hurrah finale crescendo of a match for Sting, and it lived up to, hey, this is Sting's final match. Tune in, Greensboro, North Carolina. Like this last match we've been hearing about is for since August, basically, that he's going to be finishing a last match in Revolution since September, or around the fall time, and they've been building it since then, and it lived up to it. The Young Bucks, great heels. Yeah, the involvement with Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair. I mean, everything came full circle for Sting. So that's one thing I'm really happy for, because a lot of times we see our veterans, one, not get the victory, and two, not have a glorious send off. We've seen it with Undertaker. We've seen it with Undertaker a little bit different now, but with Shawn Michaels when his last match, Kurt Angle his last match.
You ain't
Certain
gonna
of
get
our
Saudi. Shawn
Yeah.
matches Saudi.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Goldberg
Nasty.
is still mad. He didn't get his send off properly. You can go to Bret Hart.
Bret
Unfortunately,
Hart.
things.
Man.
So I'm just happy that this is a storybook ending for such a good guy and good wrestler and an icon in himself, a legendary wrestler in himself. So once again, as everybody's been saying, the Tyreek and thank you, Sting, for your sacrifice, and your entertainment over the past 36 years.
And on another on just to piggyback off of what you say, not only the fact that he was able, because even I wasn't expecting him to go over, but that was a great thing for him to do. They went out
I
undefeated
did.
as a tag team and everything like that.
I
Um,
did the whole Wrestle Talk League, and I did my picks, and I was like, I was looking at that match, and I was like, nah, things going over, man. I get because AEW one. I don't think they're going to do the quintessential wrestling thing about the young bucks don't need to be put over. They don't need to be put over. And two, AEW loves tournaments. I'm like, come on now. This is a perfect opportunity to get a tournament right after this bitch.
made a tournament. Nigga,
I'm
March
like,
about
I'm
to
going with
come.
Sting.
Cheap tournament time,
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. I'm like, all right, I'm going Darby Sting, dog.
These
So
niggas
yeah,
said
that was
meat
my pick.
madness. It was like, damn it. Damn it. March was right there, So I also, when you mentioned Ricky and Ric Flair, shout out to Magnus, Magnum TA, and Lex Luger and DDP, who was also in the crowd with family and part of the family and friends. For you to do it for you to do it alongside your peers, because more oftentimes than not, they're not available uh, to you. You know what I'm saying? Due to various circumstances, more oftentimes than not, because they're not here. So for Sting to have uh,
Damn. Lex
Rick,
Luger was in attendance.
yeah,
Man, I thought that nigga was gone.
no,
I completely forgot.
no, don't disrespect
I'm
the
not
Buffalo.
saying that. No, sorry. Knock on wood. Shit.
Lex the Flex, you know what I'm saying?
Koloff was there. Magnum TA.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was
Scotty
for, and
Riggs.
that's what I'm saying for them guys to be here still. Um,
Yeah.
and I will say this: shout out to those guys. And Sting admitted it. They was on that juice, but they recognized juice ain't loose, and they got off. So I think a lot of the people that's around that we're talking about is guys that got off the juice relatively, you know what I'm saying? Because even Lex, you know what I'm saying? Lex dealt with his
Yeah.
problems. He has a substance abuse problems and everything like that. But he was one of the guys that I said Steve baptized. Lex got his stuff together, got his life right, and everything like that. So he's
No, Lex is
unfortunately
a
reaping.
legend, man. He's in his Falcons jersey, man.
Yeah,
He's in a wheelchair, but he's still there, dog. So like,
that's
I
what I'm
blessings to
saying.
him, man.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the guys that
But
and
Scotty
it's the
Riggs, man. Yo, I just saw something with DDP, and DDP's he got Scotty Riggs kind of rehab because he went to rehab, it didn't work. He same thing with back wall. He went to rehab, didn't work. GDP has found a way to connect to these guys who are wrestlers who have a backstory, who have not been able to, this guy was
Jake the Snake,
homeless, Jake the
Scott
Snake, and
Hall.
rehabilitate them.
Yep.
And he connects with them in such a way that Scotty Riggs has done a transformation, probably his biggest one, because this dude was homeless, was about to commit suicide, and now it's like jacked. He's back in the gym. He had no teeth. He was able to get his teeth back. It was a really heartwarming story. I just saw it on YouTube a couple days ago, last week, and I'm like, man, DDP is doing God's work with some of his former colleagues and wrestlers. So shout out to DDP, man.
And shout out to the company you keep,
Yeah, the
Sting.
company you
The
keep.
company
Yeah,
you keep, Sting. Like
absolutely.
that's the company, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
the company, and can't nobody say no bad thing about Sting. You don't really hear nobody say no bad things about DDP. You don't
Mhm.
hear nobody say nothing about Lex the Flex. Macho Mike. You know what I'm saying?
I think I've
Sorry,
heard some things, but I'm not gonna
that's not.
say them here.
Listen,
But at the end of the day,
Lex
that's
was
not.
the first nigga. Lex was the reason why I knew what a narcissist was. Because your
Oh
mom used to
man.
say sound it out, and I'm like, I don't know how to sound this word out. So learn how to what a narcissist is. If Lex, hey man, you gotta flaunt it. You know what I mean?
Get him
So
the narcissist gimmick,
he
man. That was dope.
was the best, bro. He was the best. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Speaking of that match, right? It's only one spot that
You got the
So
image?
yeah, it's on this,
God damn.
bro. What yo
Look,
again?
he looked like he went through a car crash. Like people say, "Oh my god, it's like they went through a car crash." No, he legit looks like he went through the windshield of a car and landed on the road. That's insane.
We say the company you keep, right? Darby straight edge. So I'm pretty sure Sting loves psychology, right? Clearly, he probably wants to pick the shit out of Darby. So you do all this stuff for what? And you get, how do you heal? You don't do nothing,
I
and you
think,
don't believe in God. What?
believe it or not,
Yo, he is an anomaly, cuz
believe it or not, I think Sting gets it because Sting is doing
yeah,
some of the same shit. I'm not gonna lie at his age, but not that extreme. But I think Sting gets it.
yeah.
There's something that I like to call legacy spots, and
Mhm.
I think we all know what that means. Like when you see a Mick Foley or Terry Funk with barbed wire bat, when you see Mick Foley go off the top of the cage, when you see Jeff Hardy get a spear off the top of the ladder, when you see Sabu go through glass and all the stuff that he's did in the past, there's certain spots that just stick in your mind for the dawn for ages to come. And Darby Allin has a legacy spot in my mind
You
of
know what's
that.
crazy? Who leads legacy spots if we were to be a sports show and have like a graphic? Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon.
Shane
Yes.
McMahon leads the league in the
Oh my God.
history of
The
legacy
guy
spots.
jumping off his cages, falling off of
Bro, stages,
banisters, stages.
cages, glass, like you said, nigga.
Hmm.
Didn't it get thrown in the river? No, that was Al Snow and Big Boss Man when they wrestling that.
But yeah,
Yeah, man,
legacy
legacy
spots,
spots.
bro. And I think that Darby's a guy who's in the ilk of those guys. And that's why I respect it, although it is crazy. And I get why people say that's too much. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'll get some water.
Go ahead, brother. I'll solo shot it.
Okay.
I think what we can really, oh shoot, I think what we can really say here though, that main event was AEW. You know what I'm saying? As we stated, um, they have been a real and a legitimate alternative for wrestling fans, and for those who just really crave a good time. AEW does provide a really good time. They do. Um, from top to bottom of the show, it breathed a little bit too long for me. Everybody got time. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I know that sounds like a bad thing. I know I'm making it sound like a bad thing. Excuse me. Everybody got, I think, over 13, 14 minutes. Um, so the show ran how it ran, and it was structured how it was structured, but it wasn't dragging for me. But what I am going to say is that being in person, I'm pretty sure it provided most of the time what a wrestling show is supposed to give you, a variety show, right? Wrestling is supposed to be some version, some particular part, variety. I like the 0 hour. I love the tag match between um, Sky Blue, Julia Hart, Willow and Chris Statlander and Stokely. I am jealous of that boy right there. You know what I mean? Shout out to that boy Stokely. You know what I mean? Um, but it was a really fun show, and that main event was fun. The main event was fun to captivate, and it was what AEW is. It's what AEW um built its hat on. I believe that they built their hat on being a fun variety wrestling show that will involve stories. um because this was a story, right? The main event was a story. The three-way dance for the world championship was a story. You know what I'm saying? Deanna Perrazzo, Tony Storm was a story. They have stories. How they tell the stories is unconventional. Is they're beginning to tell them their way, and I'm becoming a little bit more um I'm create they're creating they're creating their palette for me. And for like you said, for when you talked about it, Chidi, at the beginning, it was like it felt like an AW. It was what AW is, and I'm like, yeah, it was that was an AW variety wrestling
Oh, good.
show. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? That's what they
Revolution,
do.
I think, was like my favorite AEW period. Like they've been hitting on the Revolutions for me, in the past and this year. But yeah, man, it felt like the old AEW where I was like,
Yeah,
you know what, and this match matters and it's a good match. This match matters and it's a good match. And that's all I ask for my wrestling. You know, and with the storytelling, could it be better? Yes, I could on all fronts. I'll be honest with you, but with that being said, it doesn't matter when you get to the actual show. These guys, gals, and guys all performed their ass off. So, shout out to them because they got time and they utilized that time effectively, and they put on a hell of a show.
That was just that's what I was saying when you walked away. I was like, it felt like an AW show where a little long in the tooth, but nothing really kind of felt out of place too much because, like you say, everything kind of mattered, which
And that's yeah. Only
which
thing
gives it
I'll
back
be
to
honest with you, I don't want to. Okay, I don't
no.
want to be negative, but
Let's
I
go.
don't think we
We're
needed that.
30 minutes in the show, so we might as well
I,
just keep it rolling.
I don't want to. I don't think we needed that All Star scramble. I don't personally don't think we needed it. I'll be honest with you.
I'm
I
not gonna
mean,
hold
it
you.
was
We
cool.
did. We just didn't need the other four. If we would have kept it with the big Maeve, I ain't gonna hold you. Take out Jericho. Take out that motherfucker Dante Martin. Take out that Mexican nigga. And take out who I'm missing out.
I don't know, man.
Okay, that's the point. You give me them big four meaty flexing titty pack niggas, I'm all in. Hobbs, Cage, Warlow, Archer. I wanted
Why
that.
couldn't they have just done that? Like,
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I thought that's what it was. And then when you showed me the freaking graphic, and they're like, "Oh, no, we're changing it to All Star Graham because of injuries." So I figured one of them were injured, and no, they were in the
No,
match.
no.
All right, bet. But like, yeah, I didn't think we needed that. And I'm gonna be quite honest, like now Warlow has a number one contendership title shot, and this is exactly what I'm trying to say. Like this ranking system is complete bullshit. Like, just let's be honest. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's all I'm gonna say. But I appreciate that
Well,
Warlow's getting a shot
he won.
after that promo.
He won. They needed a new number one contender.
And yeah, Samoa Joe and him have history. I love it. But I'm just telling you, everything I said last week still stands. I want him to go after Samoa Joe quickly because that promo he just had. But the ranking system is complete bullshit. Let's be honest. Like, let's get he wasn't even on it, bro. Like, now they can change it however they want. Oh, Wardlow's at the top. Okay, cool.
Wait, but he's at the okay.
Adam Cole was not even in the match. Wasn't he third?
No,
He
but
wasn't even in the match.
But that's what we had talked about. The ranking systems are for it was It's 5 people for 4 titles. So Adam Copeland may have been third in the rankings, but he was number 1 for another championship, which is a TNT title.
Get the fuck out of here, dog. Then separate it, dude, because it's
Okay,
confusing.
no,
It's a
okay.
it's a
Now
piece of purpose.
I will agree with you with that. Have different rankings for the different titles. I would agree with you on
How
that.
am I
But
supposed to
I
know that he's
won't
in a
say
different
that the
division
ranking.
completely? You know, he already won that championship, by the way. So like, shouldn't he go after the next title? Like, you know, so I'm like, all right, so I get it.
It
They're
all
gonna do the
depends
ranking.
if Adam. If all depends if Adam Copeland feels, how again he won the title, kill switch, took the title. Like it all depends if he's like, no, I want my that's my title. I want like I don't know. You like they can easily rope me in with the story. Like well, I might get ahead of myself. They can easily rope me into something as another company did that we'll get into later. So it can be done, and I will give you the floor with the ranking system is convoluted. I
Thank
won't
you.
say that is bullshit only because I do I don't like niggas coming in saying I want a title shot. Okay, you get a title shot. Well, what? Excuse me, excuse me. Like, can we have a little
My
adversity
thing
here?
is,
Can
if
it be a
Warlow,
little
come
bit
on,
more?
he's
Like,
the
you
next
know what I'm
contender to
saying?
Samoa Joe. If he's the next contender to Samoa Joe, then the ranking system bullshit. Then I'm just saying, me personally, I'm saying it, because he wasn't even on the list, and he wins one match, and then mind you, why is he in the match if he wasn't on the rankings? That's why is this a number one contendership match if we didn't even see him on the rankings? So my point is this: if you're going to be doing these things like this, which I don't mind, I think this is cool. This is how I like. This is wrestling. You get a match, win number one contendership, you got a shot. Then we shouldn't have a ranking system at all because it just gets in the way of everything. In my mind, it's bullshit, but hey, I'll sit here and I'll wait and see how it pans out. In my mind, we are going to see on my birthday at Big Business, Mercedes Moné show up to AEW, and immediately she's at the top of the fucking list, bro. I'm sorry. And granted, she might have to earn her way up the rankings and everything, but she's such a star that if she doesn't get, like how I said with Saraya, like if she doesn't get the title, then she just blends in. That's the last thing you want to do with Mercedes Moné is have her just have matches.
But this is my thing. So I don't have and I know I'm sorry that we're bowed down back in this. I didn't break it, just let you know. I am just saying. I didn't say break it you did. I'm just saying. So with that being said, I'm just looking at the women's rankings. I won't bring up the men because that's too much. With the women, Mariah May is number 5, and this is from February 10th, so I'm pretty sure it's like changed since then. But Mariah May was 5th, Sky Blue was 4th, Hikaru Shida is 3rd, Thunder Rosa 2nd, Deonna Purrazzo was 1st. Okay, Deonna Purrazzo just had her match with Toni Storm. I'm pretty sure she's back of the line, right? Now, if Mercedes Moné comes in and knocks off Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa in the 3-way number one contenders match, even though she wasn't on the ranking system, I'm saying Mercedes Moné can come in and be number 5. I'm not saying she got to come in and be number 1, but Mercedes come in and bump up, because Deanna's off the list. Let's say Thunder Rosa is next up, or Hikaru Shida's next up because she's hot or whatever. Now she's number 1. And Mercedes come in and say exactly what you say. The ranking system's bullshit. I'm the number 1 contender. And they can be like, no, the ranking systems matter. I'm number 1. I'm next on the list. And then Tony said, well, how about this? Mercedes comes in. She has to do what Wardlow did, not to the extent. But once she gets on the top 5, every win that she has to get to the number 1 contendership should matter in the ranking and move her up and down as such.
But my thing is, where the fuck is Willow? Where the fuck is everybody else that you've been wrestling? Where the fuck is Red Velvet? Like, where the fuck are they? They do not matter. They just chop liver. They don't matter.
Hold on. Red Velvet is on a lose. This is what I'm trying to say. Red Velvet is on a losing streak. She's lost since she's came back. Why is she on the fucking rankings? Why was she on the rankings?
Mercedes Moné doesn't have any matches at all. Like, she should maybe face it. I'm just saying, it's like you said, it's convoluted. So I'm like, I can't
Well,
care.
Mercedes comes in and beat Red Velvet, and that's another L for Red Velvet and a win for Mercedes. Then now that's the reason to put her on the
I'm just
ranking.
saying we don't even know where she's at on the rankings. So like my point is like stands to what it is. Like it's just they had like on their website. I'm on their website.
Uh-huh.
I can't. I don't even. They don't even have the rankings
They don't have
listed
they don't have
up
it
to date.
updated.
They're,
They don't have it
the last
updated.
one was August 31st, like that they have on the website. I mean, come on, bro. Like I should be able to find your fucking ranking system right after the pay per view. All right, boom. Who moved up? Who moved down? Like let's see what's going on with the power rankings. Let's go.
That's true. That's
You know, if you
true.
really want me to buy into this bullshit, show me that you care. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. They
Well,
don't really care. They just
do have the tag team championships vacant on the website as like right now.
about the
So
rankings.
I know,
And if
but
they could have done that, they could have done the rankings. I'm
I,
sorry. I know how to do website shit, man. Like you gotta fucking update this shit. This is if you go to the ranking website, they haven't updated this shit since August 31st, 2022. That's not even
no,
2023.
I've seen what I said February 10th, 2024.
No, but where's that? Is that on website? Or is it on some other body website?
No, it's
That's
on the
not
web. Yeah,
it's on AEW.
I searched it on Google. I did AW rankings 2024, and I grabbed the one that said February 10th. But I don't see no one after that. I don't see anyone after that.
Okay, all right.
I
I don't
don't.
know where to find that one, but you're right. They
Now
didn't
I'm
update
on
that.
the now
Somewhere.
I am on the roster, like you say, and they have the roster, and they do have rankings and everything like that. 2024 overalls and career and everything like that for everyone. And
Yeah.
I do think I think that's neat. I think that's dope.
I think it's dope. I want to be clear. I think that it's creative and a cool concept, but the implementation of it is the execution of it is a little bit off. And I think it puts you in predicaments where it's like, okay, we got this huge star that the fans want to see wrestle for a championship, but we also they're not even on the ranking system.
You're
So let's
absolutely
say
right.
something happens.
Willow's 6-0. Willow's 6-0. She should be on the rankings now, especially after she pinned Sky Blue in the tag match at 0 hour yesterday. So I'm with you.
Exactly. And we don't even have her on the
We don't
ranking
even
at
have.
all.
We don't know what she
Carl
is.
Sheeta has been lost. Yo, Sky Blue ain't come on. Come on now.
I mean, I know. I
Mariah
know.
May? I'm sorry, but why is she on this ranking?
You know, but that's why I was saying that Mariah May was a new quote unquote come
Hot
on,
star, yeah.
and that's why I say that's how I knew. That's why I'm making a statement that
But even
Mercedes.
Tony Storm said, "Yo, don't get her head confused. She ain't ready yet." Like that, she said it right to her face. Like, come on. Honestly, let's talk about Tony real quick.
And then Mariah came and helped her win the match.
Exactly.
Like
This
you're
made
right.
no goddamn sense.
You're right, big sis.
Exactly, yeah. Like that made no sense, bro. Like, but let's talk about Tony real quick because I saw her media scrum press conference and I saw the match. She helped her win the match. I genuinely love everything that she's doing, bro. I know you said like it's getting old, but I think it's just not for you. I think you just don't like the the cheesiness of it. I kind of like a little bit hokiness when it's done right, but
Hold
I
on.
love what
You
she's
know
doing,
I
bro.
was a fan of the Von Villains, okay?
Okay.
No matter how bad of wrestlers or people like that they may have been, which I don't think that either one of them are, but people have their say in other people. But the Von Villain act was good. Von Villain act was very well. I like how it was presented. I like how it was delivered. I also like that they had the blue, sky blue, they version of sky blue chick, you know what I'm saying, with them as well. You know what I'm saying? So with Tony Storm, I feel like we're overextending because she wasn't given the just due the first go round.
Oh, word. I
So
think she's hotter than she's ever been. I think that right now, especially with Mercedes coming down the pike, it's gonna be lit. Like she's just primed to be the star opposite of Mercedes Moné. I think right now this is a perfect time for her. And like the way what I like about her more than anything is a person who is committed to their character at all times. I love to see that. She's committed to her character. When she comes to the media press scrum, she says, "Hey guys, we should," she says immediately, "we should do this later and for longer so we can have breakfast." And ironically, I think the real Tony Storm was like, let's get the fuck up out of here. But the sarcasm and the way she said that shit was so perfect for her character. I think the real Tony Storm was like, let me get to my fucking hotel. This is so fucking late. Like, why am I still here? I already had my match like an hour ago. Like, but she's like, we should do this longer and later so we can have breakfast. Like, she turned it into something that was funny. And I think her commitment to her character and her gimmick is what makes me super excited for where she's going. And I think that I'm buying everything she's throwing out with this timeless Tony Storm gimmick.
No, I would like to say first and foremost, I think the gimmick is great. I think the repackaging of Tony Storm, I think her presentation, her presence, her delivery, her cadence, her ring attire. I think everything is a little bit. It's meant to do what it's supposed to do, which is be different, right? And as the world champion, you are supposed to bring some type of something to that title, right? I think the person make the title doesn't make the person, right? So Tony's doing her best with that. I think where I am getting tired of the shtick is because, again, I didn't need this version of Tony Storm, even though this is the best version of Tony Storm, right? Let's say the best version of Bianca is NXT Bianca. I don't need John Cena babyface Bianca, but I know why we're getting babyface John Cena Bianca, right? She is that, but the best version of Bianca is the defeated. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the best. That's the best.
I guess it's all subjective, right? Let's be real. Like, I love Bianca in every single form that she's been in. She's not that much different to me.
And dare bitches to do something about it.
Yeah, like when she turns heel again, we're gonna love it. But I mean, I love every version of Bianca. Tony Storm to me seemed forced every step of the way up until now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think she's very beautiful. I think she's an attractive woman and everything. But that, and
how is this not forced? And we know his character work.
Right? No, but this is not forced because it's getting over. Like she's genuinely, like you said, standing out. You can't be in the back of a group with the Saraya and Ruby Riott and be outcast and be like, yeah, you stand out and you are standing on your own too as an act. In my opinion, it didn't work for me, and that's just me. A lot of people are like, oh, Tony Storm's a great wrestler. She's pretty. That's what they look at, and I'm like, cool. But what are you giving to me on a show to show basis that I'm like, yo, you're entertaining me?
That Outcast stuff was a bust. That Outcast stuff was a bust.
I agree.
It was a bust. It was a bust. Yeah. And I guess that's why people is latching on to what you're saying, because before Outcast Tony Storm, she was fine. She came in, hat backwards, bandana eye, little cut off booty shirts.
I think for a lot of people she was. For me, I've never been a big fan of Tony Storm ever. Like even when she was in NXT, I was like, she's good, but something was off. It just didn't seem organically her. It just never felt like, all right, this person was authentic. And I think that's what we want. Either you're going to be authentic to you.
I think about that about Roxy Perez.
Okay, and maybe you're right on that, because I think for me, why I like Roxy is that she can wrestle, and I like her moveset. But I would agree with you; it's in the same kind of thing of where she's a pretty girl, can wrestle. She hasn't hit that it factor yet, and I agree. It's the same thing with Tony back then, and now even with Tony when they did the whole thing with her and Charlotte, I'm like, yeah, this ain't it, but I don't think she ever found it in NXT. To be honest with you, I think this time is Tony Storm, the first time she's sitting back creatively, like, what can I do myself that feels fun, like for me to create, and it feels like she's genuinely coming up with everything herself. Like,
and that match was good. Two friends with her, when two friends go at it.
Even the entrance, she's like, I'm gonna give you the old Tony Storm, and then Mariah May comes out in her old gear. I'm like, yo, this is creative stuff, and it's entertaining because she still did the total timeless thing, and she's like, "No, I'm going to give you the old Tony Storm." In a way, she did, but it wasn't what we all thought it was. So shout out to Tony Storm. She's killing it now. Um, I honestly, she's one of my favorite acts in AEW. To be quite honest, right now.
Let's talk about one of your other favorite acts in AEW. Will Ospreay.
Ooh, that boy, good. Listen, listen. You know who else was good?
That boy almost got paralyzed.
Yes.
Whatever.
Oh my God. Also, Konosuke Takeshita brought it to him, and to me, that match was the match of the night, in my opinion. But yes, that spot where the brain buster, where he got his back hit on the back. Oh yeah, it was bad.
The rope burn on
The
his
rope burn.
back was
Yeah,
ridiculous, bro.
yeah.
Ridiculous. Stop playing
Still,
with that boy. Stop playing with that boy Kenosha, bro.
yo,
That
Takeshita.
boy,
If
that boy,
Takeshita could,
young thoroughbred, bro. Stop fucking with that,
yo, if
bro.
Takeshita could speak English, I think he would be a main event superstar in AEW. Absolutely. I think that he can still do it because I think that a lot of the fans are Japanese wrestling fans, and he's a super great talent. If he has Don Callis at his side, he can make something happen. But he can go, man. That dude Konosuke Takeshita is a force to be reckoned with in that ring. This was one of the best matches I've seen all year, to be quite honest with you, thus far. And obviously it's Will Ospreay, obviously it's Takeshita, but I didn't expect this to be what it was. And
Is
Matt,
it is it
move for
wrong
move.
for me to is it wrong for me to say Kenosha reminds me of Okada?
No, no, I don't think so. I think there's similarities there. I think there's similarities in their styles. Kenosuke I think he's a little bit more of a, I think he has a little bit more power to his game. But then I've seen Okada do some more power moves too. So I'm not, you're not wrong. No, I think that it was a very stiff match. They gave him time, very much a New Japan style kind of match, slowly at first, and then they spust, turn it up a notch, hit another gear in the last, 5 to 10 minutes. And I loved every second of it, bro. So match of the night, Will Ospreay, can also Takeshita, almost could be match of the year thus far. To be honest with you, what else do we have that can compete with it? I don't know.
As of right now, uh, I don't, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna change, but like I think that right now that's my match of the year, especially March.
Um, let's go into the three-way. The three-way happened. It was sandwiched right in between Will Ospreay and Darby Sting, Young Bucks, which was, and if we're talking about structure of banger, 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 like Will Ospreay three-way Texas Tornado.
Lots.
I mean, like, God damn, bro.
Yeah,
You
I
give
would
me
have
a
put Tony
traditional
Storm right there.
2-on-2. You give me, I mean, a traditional 1-on-1 with Will and Kenosha. And then you give me a fucking three-way dance with three crazy motherfuckers in Samoa, Hangman, and Swerve. And then you give me a fucking last hurrah Texas Tornado with Darby Sting and the Young Bucks who would die for this shit. I know that last hour was exhilarating for Tony Khan.
Yeah, man, he didn't stop, man. He just hit him over the head with like
They weren't the
banger after
only one
banger.
taking bumps, if you know what I mean. But
Stop it. Man, yo, so one thing I liked about this match the most was they stayed true to the story. And the story of Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland kind of got lost in the sight. Um, they got lost in the hatred for each other.
it was a little too
And
transparent too
it
for
cost,
me.
what do you
But
mean?
it worked. It worked. We knew it. We called it. Everything like we knew how it was gonna work. But to the detriment of you not winning, like that's stupid. You know what
But
I'm saying? Like
Hangman said, I will do everything in my power to make sure you're never champion. After you come to my crib with my family and threaten my family, like, yeah, I'm going to make sure you never get the glory of being AEW champion, even at the cost of me losing the match. So people were like, did he tap out because, he was genuinely tapping out, or was he tapping out because he just didn't want Swerve to win, which I think is a great story piece in this whole thing. Swerve was like a second away from breaking it up, but Hangman just tapped out real quick. You know, we don't know what would happen. Also, Swerve could have pinned Small Joe at one point. He went after Hangman Page because he wanted to pin him. And that cost him, some time, precious time, and he couldn't pull out the victory. I think it's great storytelling for all three guys, and I think Samoa Joe even is like, yeah, man, I'm still champion. They got lost. What's up? Oh,
I
no,
was
go
gonna,
ahead.
I was gonna step away. Yeah, I want to
No, no,
interrupt.
do your thing. All right, yeah, do your thing.
No, no, no. I
Uh,
was I was just gonna step away while you kept walking
yeah,
away.
yeah,
My
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that genuinely, like, the way they told the story flowed. And I think the match was about Swerve and Hangman, and it genuinely was on. What I mean is, it was genuinely a night about Sting. So, getting a title change or getting some kind of grand, I don't know, 30-minute classic. I think it wasn't about that, and they did what they needed to do, which was extend the storyline going forward. We'll see what goes on forward. There is a rumor I'm hearing that Sandman Page will be taking some time off, so we'll see how Swerve tends to grow through this, and maybe he gets a one-on-one match with Small Joe down the line. But I like the way that Swerve has a mission statement, which I think that if I had a wrestling company, every character should have a mission statement to some degree. The thing that this character wants more than anything. And not all of it should be, oh, I want to be champion. But Swerve's champion is his mission statement is to be champion, is to be the first black AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Now, what I would love to see, let's say that we're doing this whole Wardlow Samoa Joe thing next. What if Will Hobbs and Swerve have their own feud about, hey, bro, you've been talking about being the first AEW Black World Heavyweight Champion. I plan on doing that before you. I plan on being the first Black Heavyweight Champion. And they have their own thing, because I think Swerve is like a bona fide baby face now, and rightfully so. After everything that he's kind of like, there's a moment in the match where he could have used Prince Nana's. I think it was like a foreign object he gave him, and he didn't use it. He wanted to win it clean. That's another opportunity that he could have capitalized on, become champion. But you can see that he has now a moral conscience. He's changing over the fans are swerving, driving. They're doing their dances. He says, whose house? They say Swerve's house. We're vibing with him when he comes out there. It's just a whole vibe when he's enters the arena. And I think he's now in this moment where he's being tested as a character to take the next level and step as a baby face. And that is a choice he made. And to see him now be tested physically with an imposing threat like a Will Hobbs, I think could be an interesting story, evolution of the story. If he has to get through Will Hobbs to become the first black AEW heavyweight champion, I think that could be a really good story in itself, that writes itself. Will Hobbs has his history with Wardlow and Samoa Joe. I think that Will Hobbs can say, listen, I'm next up after them, after Wardlow winning that championship. And if he has to go through Swerve, or Swerve has to go through him to get there, I think it'd be interesting. By the end of the year, I think Swerve should have accomplished the goal, but we don't got to rush it. We don't got to rush it. Although I think he is the hot hand and you can get a lot out of him being champion now, this wasn't the time to do it. This was not the time to do it. The time to do it is not the same time as, Sting's last match. It's just not the same. It's not the time. But I can definitely see in a couple months Swerve being your AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And in the meantime, he can go through a really good test in Will Hobbs, or even Ricky Starks, and see where that evolves to, because if he has to jump the hurdle of saying, listen, who's going to be the first black AEW World Heavyweight Champion? And Will Hobbs has something to say about that. Ricky Starks has something to say about that. I mean, Scorpio Sky, I have no idea where he's at, but maybe he got something to say about that. Former TNT champions, all of them. So, except for Swerve, which honestly, he should overcome it all, honestly, because he I think he's primed for the spot. I think he's primed for the responsibility, and the fans are already in the palm of his hands, so he can move things forward. Shout out to Swerve. Shout out to Hangman and Small Joe. Great performances on all fronts. I was looking forward to that match, and it definitely delivered, man. Like I said, the whole night delivered, man. The whole night was great. I didn't expect FTR to lose to the Blackpool Combat Club, but another match that was very, very hard hitting, and had drama involved in, man. To have them choked out, man, it you got to respect, Moxley and Claudio, because they don't hold back, when they're in the ring. They're stiff as you can be, and they're going to bring an element of realism to the match that I think is unparalleled sometimes. And I think you matched them up with FTR two strong, veteran tag team, and physical brawlers, and they're all right. I think it was a match made in heaven, and I think it was a great match as well. So like the whole match is filled with bangers. I think the victory over FTR for Claudio and John Moxley, I think that makes them more legitimate in a sense as a tag team. Because I'll be honest with you, going into it, I kind of saw them as single stars paired up together because they are part of this, stable. But the way they work together, I thought was interesting, and I think that we'll see them evolve more as a tag team moving forward. But that airplane, not airplane spin, but when he grabs the legs and spins around, and then the drop kick that happened, like they worked well together. So, hey, okay, so yeah, I'm on FTR and BCC match, and I'm telling you like that. I was just saying about how I think this match gave BCC more legitimacy as a tag team.
Yeah,
Claudio and Moxley
absolutely,
getting
absolutely.
the victory over FTR. I definitely saw FTR getting that victory. But you pair them up with the hard hitting brawling style of FTR and a hard hitting brawling style of Claudio and John Moxley. I thought it was very impressive match by both teams. And them getting choked out honestly gives the BCC a lot of credibility in the tag division. So putting them in this tag tournament next up, they could be able to
And
potentially make it to the finals. You never know.
and also too. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought I was getting there. I
Yeah.
got I got an email. It said something that I thought it said something else. I thought somebody was giving me something. Instead, they was asking me that I want to give them something.
Nah, nigga.
so, so I had to just it hit different when you reread it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
No, man. I would say this: FCR loses nothing, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They are absolute, like their knee pad said, like their thing said, they're absolute living legends,
I
right?
think they're the best tag team in AEW, in my mind. They're my favorite tag team in AEW. I love Penta and Phoenix too, but they don't wrestle enough together. You know, they don't like really push them as a tag team anymore. So FTR is my favorite tag team, and no slight to the Young Bucks, they're right up there, but FTR is like I think they're the they're the pinnacle of the division in my mind. You know, I'm just be honest. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying they're not. You have your opinion if you want.
No, I'm saying when you was like, no pun intended, not the pinnacle, and I look like nigga, they were the pinnacle. That's what I'm saying. Nah, for me, I would say, uh, they are without a shadow of a doubt the best tag team there is, right? Like right now. Um, Even when
Yeah, I
Jay
think so.
was here, they were better than the Briscoes. I do believe that they're better than Jimmy and Jay. I do believe they're better than Matt and Nick. And it's crazy that we're saying that because that's three sets of brothers. That's three sets of niggas that have done nothing but wrestle their entire life with the nigga that they tag team partners with, and Dash and Cash, Dax and Cash is like, nope, we take that spot, brother, as being top guys. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
that's a testament. That's a testament to their study, their acumen, their want to, and their just natural ability. And I was a fan of the
I
Bruisers.
just like the way they set up their matches, man. I think they have great ring psychology. Every time I see them in matches, it just there's certain spots that happen that I'm like, oh, that's an FTR spot. I've been seeing this since NXT, bro. But I love it every single time. The whole bumping the guy into the pinfall type shit, like they perfected that shit. Like so. I like the way I like the way they work together, man.
Back to Mox and Claudio though. My thing is like I really don't know what the BCC offers right now,
I
right?
mean, they offer, I think, two, like I just mentioned, two guys who wrestle their ass off and bring a sense of realism and that this is going to be a fight. They honestly, anybody who comes across these guys in a tag team tournament has to step it up. These are two professionals, two guys who can go at any moment,
That's
and
true.
they're gonna hurt you, like for real,
That's true.
So
That's true.
like the
That's
physicality they bring is just second to none. So I think them pairing with FTR was a really great matchup because they're physical as well. But man,
Is
I think they can be
Claudio
next up.
the best individual tag team wrestler of all time?
No,
Who's a better just plug and place tag wrestler than Claudio?
plug and place. Then
Like
Claudio,
I'm thinking about the all his
maybe you have an
duos,
argument.
all his
He's been
duos
in
like his
multiple tag teams. You have an argument to be made.
him
You
and
got
Jack Swagger,
him and
him and
Tyson Kidd,
goddamn
him
Tyson
and
Kidd, him
Sheamus.
and Sheamus, him and
I think
uh
Kofi's been in a couple. I think Kofi's been great. With CM Punk, with Evan Bourne, with I think the Miz has been in a couple. But yeah, Claudio's been in some really good pairings. But you
I mean
can't.
like parents who like you say, they bring legitimacy to the tag division, right? Like I know Airborne at one point in time, Airboom, I'm sorry, at
Mhm.
one time we were like, oh, high flying tag, but then at the tag at that point in time, it was Jericho. You know what I'm saying? I think right when the Jericho they had the dual belt
Back then they were
sponsor.
just doing anything, bro. Like, all right, listen, we need to get this tag division rolling. We got no tag teams. We don't want to push the Usos for some reason. We just want to just keep pushing these random
Wait,
guys.
Usos wasn't ready at that time, bro. And
What
not
do you
at
mean they
Air
weren't
Boom.
resting?
Not at Air Boom time, bro. Not at Air
Damn,
Boom
they didn't
time,
push
bro.
them at all. Though I was happy. I was an Uso fan for a longest time, bro. I always thought they could have been, exactly, could have been something, but they just had them do paint and just dance. It's just all they did, wear paint and dance. Um, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. So yeah, there is an argument when we really go down the line of all the tag teams that he's been a part of. Because I forgot the Jack Swagger one. I forgot we the people. I forgot that
We
shit.
the people used to be legit.
Yeah. But yeah, my favorite was him and Tyson Kidd, and then you got him and Sheamus the bar.
Because when you bring up the swing and the kick, that's where that came from with me.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
it did.
that was their finish. Tyson came with
Yeah,
the drop kick and then he put him in a sharpshooter
yeah,
afterwards, and that used to be
yeah.
the spot.
That was my favorite one. But then the bar is second. So we'll see how him and Moxley grow together. I wasn't. I mean, I do not like John Moxley's entrance music. I'm sorry. I've tried for years, but like, all right, it's wow thing. Da-da, da-da-da. You make my it just doesn't fit to me. Like, like
It
I
do
I,
fit for that nigga.
I
He a wild thing for sure.
it's a love song
For
though. Like
sure.
I don't like I don't like him coming out to a love song, bro. It's a
Moxley and
rock.
wrestling is a love story, bro.
I
Every
guess
time
so.
he
I
come out
guess
there,
so.
nigga, he battled alcoholism to come back to this shit, nigga.
I guess so, man.
Play that music you play licensing for every time.
They,
Wow,
they came out
dang.
with the LOD pads, which was I get you guys, so it's a nod
You
to
know
them.
what's crazy? I thought I thought FTR was gonna do an homage to a old school tag team, and they did. And I'm like, what was LOD's rivalry? Like, who was the rival tag team at that point? Where
Demolition.
really?
LOD. I don't. They had a couple. Um, I know they wrestled against Telly and Arn, I think, as well.
That
But
would have
you
been a
know,
nice. That would have
I
been a
think
nice tribute for them to come out
FTR
in the promo
is a
package.
tribute. They just
Yeah,
are like
they
they
are
embody a tribute. They
exactly
were the
a
revival
tribute.
for a reason. To be quite honest. But yeah, they're a throwback, man. But yeah, man, all in all, we'll get off of it. AEW, fantastic night.
Great night.
Anything else you want to talk about? Because I pretty much that's all I pretty much can talk about because that's all I saw. The first match, Christian and Daniel Garcia. I got to
Oh
go back
yeah,
and watch it a little bit
I
late.
do want to say that Christian K. Oh no, I gotta speak about Eddie Kingston and Brian
Oh
Daniels.
yeah, I did see that as well. My bad. There's a
Um,
lot to talk about with this. Shout out to
really?
Eddie Kingston, man.
It was a really good match.
Yeah,
It was a really great, and also commentary added a lot. Commentary added a lot. They broke down that with this Continental Classic match, no outside interference. They talked about the heritage of all the championships, and also Willie McGinnis. God damn,
Angel.
New England Patriot. Nigel McGuinness, he was very, Nigel and Brian has had their battles in ROH, and so for that match to have some of the tinge elements of Ring of Honor, where you're wrestling with honor. At the end of the match, there's a handshake to be had after it, and not only was this match great, but the after the match segment that was on
Yeah,
social media was fantastic. Where
I think
that
kind of brought everything full circle, like
that was
that
true.
moment.
It was true insight as to
Yeah,
what this story was, right?
yeah,
Because sometimes we're like, "What's the story? What's the story?" And the story is, no, nigga, I do this for the respect. I do this for my Japanese legends that I look up to, and I do this for the boys that I take a shower with. Pause. You
mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Yeah.
which
The guys in the back that
is kind of what he said. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I feel you. Nah, he's getting for respect of his peers, the brothers back there that do this and say that he is, a good talent. I think that, but I think Eddie Kingston, man, like how do you not know how good you are? Like me, I love the guy,
well, back in
but
the
like
day, he didn't.
but
That
back in
was
the
the
day, yeah,
hang up.
back in the day, yeah.
Right?
But now he's
Punk
there.
said it. Brian Danielson said it. Like, bro, you got potential, nigga. Like, we want it
Mhm.
more than you. Like, you want to be out here doing dumb shit. Like, no,
Uh-huh.
stay off this, stay off this, stay out of this, stay out of this. That's what they did. That's why they're compulsive
Yeah.
and who they are. And Eddie didn't get that until late, man.
Yeah. I
And
get it. I
that's
get it.
why he's soaking it in.
Evolution,
That's why
man.
he's the champion right now. That's why he's doing what he's
Man,
doing.
shout out to Eddie Kingston, man. I respect it, man. Evolution ain't a mystery. As we say, it's hard work, and he put the hard work in. So, and now he deserves it as Continental Champion to be where he's at. I still think Eddie Kingston should be AEW World Champion one day, and I'm going to keep on preaching that until he is. So hopefully one day he does get that opportunity as well. I think he could be a great testament to like what hard work can be and pay off in the long run and be the man around, and coming from where he's come from. I think it'll be a great meeting. But all of being said, he got the respect of Brian Danielson right now. That's all he needs.
You know who doesn't have someone respect? Cody.
Oh God.
That nigga got the Rock to cut unprompted, unsolicited 30-minute. The Rock's gonna tell you this. The Rock's gonna.
I love it, man. I love it because,
He
bro,
was influenced by Hulk Hogan. You can tell.
The Rock, man, he said so much shit. He cut a 20. If you guys don't know, The Rock cut a 21-minute promo on his social media and just gave it out to y'all. Here's partly why I like this. One, The Rock cutting a promo on SmackDown or Raw takes a long time. He has a lot to say. That promo he did on SmackDown Took like 30 minutes. The whole segment took like 30 minutes of the show. They had to push Trinity and Tiffany Stratton's match and shorten that, so they didn't even have any entrances. The next, it takes a lot of time. And mind you, The Rock shouldn't be around all the time for WrestleMania because there's other stories that we got to build too. He can't, he shouldn't be around for every single show because you got to make other things important for WrestleMania. It can't just be The Rock and Roman and Cody. But what he can do is go online and put things in perspective. And he did it in a 21-minute promo with images and video to really bring the point home of what he's told from the moment that when he came and said, "Hey man, should I sit at the head of the table?" till now. So till after Vegas and everything. And bro, he ripped Cody and Seth Rollins to fucking shreds. Bro, it was some of the best ethering I've seen in a long time.
Yo, I sound like Vince Russo, bro. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. When Rock called Cody boy, I like that shit. I ain't gonna hold. I ain't gonna hold. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, yeah, let that nigga know he ain't no nigga, boy.
He said the same thing to Seth, bro.
Yeah, take all that goofy shit off online. Take all that dumb shit off. I started instantly being like, this is black versus white. You know what I'm saying?
You in the race shit, man. You always on the gang shit all the time. Why does it gotta always be the race gang shit? God damn. Racial undertones and everything. No, I heard that shit too, man. I heard that shit too.
You better shut your mouth, boy. And he said it with a little bit like, hey,
boy,
yeah, a
little twang in there. Nah, but he said a lot. He said, because I think that the plot holes that you were looking for, I think he kind of filled those in that promo. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you guys haven't seen it, go and check it out. It's great. The Rock is just great, at what he does on the when he's just talking to the fans and telling things. He's a great storyteller, So I think that he's one thing I'm excited. We got a an impassioned, excited Rock. Like, it's not him just winging it when he comes here. He's invested.
No, he's very much passionate about, and I think the story, like you said, that he told, right, and he had images behind it, and it was very much semi well produced. Where
let's break it down. He said that when Roman Reigns said that he's the head of the table, that was specifically said to one day set up a match between him and The Rock.
Which we said.
Yeah. Which we did say. So he said that this was to set up this WrestleMania 40 event. And he's like, this is not about, he said, fuck Cody's story. Cody had his story and it ended last year.
Had it.
And he said he shit the bed. So he comes, he talks to Cody this year after he wins the Royal Rumble. He's like, congratulations. He says to him, hey, let's make the biggest WrestleMania possible. You love the business. I love the business. Let me go ahead and face Roman Reigns. I guess he's gonna go face Seth at that point. And he said, we're gonna do this thing on SmackDown. You're gonna come down. You're gonna introduce me as The Rock's opponent. And he's like, you did it. You kept your words. You came down here. You did it. But then you looked at me like I ran over your goofy dog. He's like, you gave me that look, and you gave the look to the world, and I ran over your goofy ass dog. And The Rock was tight. He was pissed. He's a fast forward to Las Vegas. He breaks it down. He shows. What's up? You playing something?
No. Go ahead. I was actually thinking about if I should find a video or not, but I'm like, no, it's 21 minutes, so I like that's stupid. So I clipped it. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. But you fast forward to Las Vegas. He talks about Cody Rhodes coming out and saying,
"I slapped the shit out of him. I slapped the shit out of his bitch ass." Is what he said.
Because he talked about his family. He said he slapped the shit out of him. But more than anything, it's like you ruined what we were trying to plan. You ruined our story, and that is The Rock's motivation right now. You ruined our story, so now I'm going to ruin your story. And Seth Rollins, you bitch ass clown. You can get it too. And guess what, Seth? If you keep on talking shit, I'm going to make sure that your World Heavyweight Championship is no longer with you. And he said that with the most sinister laugh I've seen. And he's like, yo, I know, you know what I mean when I say that. I'm on the board. I am your boss. I'll make sure that you're no longer world heavyweight champion. And that was a threat, bro. That's a threat. And he's like, oh, you think you don't need The Rock? You don't need The Rock? You think that when I'm with Ari Emanuel and I'm talking to Netflix about this deal and that, you think you don't need The Rock for this? You know why you need The Rock? Because they don't know who the hell you are. He's like, they're thinking, where's The Rock going to be when it comes to Netflix? He broke it down clean of how important he is to the wrestling business right now and how important he is for WrestleMania and why he's upset with Cody and Seth. And I thought it was poetry in motion, bro. So fast forward to Friday Night SmackDown. He after Raw last week. Well, we guess we didn't even talk about Raw. Raw. What happened on Raw? Raw, we had the whole Paul Heyman thing. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a lot been happening this week. Was the whole Paul Heyman thing. Paul Heyman came in with the NYPD, said he's not, he's not backing down. He's not being hunted by Bloodline. He's hunting the Bloodline, NYPD. That was all there was on Raw. But before that, it was an Australia Perth where he challenged Rock to a one-on-one match. Right? I'm on track. So fast forward to this SmackDown. The Rock is now here to respond. And this is where he did that 30-minute promo. First, let's break this down. Roman comes out and he tells the crowd to acknowledge him. Roman does not like the response he's getting from the crowd. He's like, yo, hey, it used to be louder. When you guys say, all right, let me try this again. Acknowledge me. All right. Not getting the response he wants. All right, let's try it again. Not Phoenix. Let's say, not Glendale. Let's say Phoenix. Acknowledge me. Still not what he wants. All right. Listen, you guys don't appreciate me. Let me get the fuck out of here. I'm out of here. Paul Heyman's like, wait, we can't. We still got business to do. He's about to show up, and obviously he is The Rock. So Roman has to sit there with this goofy ass look on his face. He's pissed off that he has to wait for The Rock. He don't want to be there anymore. He has to wait for The Rock to show up to handle business. Now, this is the head of the table, tribal chief Roman Reigns, been champion for 4 years, having to wait on The Rock to show up to then finish the business so then he could leave. This is a different change in the way we've perceived the head of the table thus far. He doesn't wait for anybody. He's the one in charge of everything. This is his camera, his audience, his WWE. So he has to sit there. He's over here grunting, twisting his face because he has to sit there and wait for The Rock. After commercial break, The Rock comes out. You know, The Rock proceeds to call the entire Arizona crowd crack and meth heads, which was fitting and hilarious. But on top of that, more importantly, he cut great promo who, got over Solo and everything. But more importantly, he said he's not going to face Cody one-on-one. And he gave a counter offer because he's a businessman. The counter offer was, hey, it's going to be me and Roman versus Cody and your clown emoji friend, Seth Rollins, in a tag team match on night one WrestleMania. The winner, now there's going to be stakes on this. If Cody and Seth wins, no interference with the bloodline the following night with Cody versus Roman. It's just going to be you and Roman. You have an opportunity to finish your story one-on-one with Roman, no interference. But if The Rock and Roman win, bloodline rules, whatever they say they want goes. The Rock could be on now table with Pat McAfee. Solo could sing the national anthem. Paul Heyman could be, ring announcer, whatever. They can do whatever they want for the match. They can set the match however they want. So, and they might get a foreign item and all that type of stuff. So this is, I think, the perfect setup for WrestleMania because of what we've been talking about all along. Roman can't win a match without interference. Roman can't win a match without interference. Now we have an opportunity to get that match without interference if Cody wins, but he has to get the victory. But the thing about it is that he's not relying on just himself. He's relying on Seth Rollins. He's relying on everything going perfectly for him to get that match one-on-one with Roman Reigns and to finish the story.
But also, you forgot to mention. Sorry for those who.
No, go ahead.
Bringing out some weight. You forgot to mention on Monday, Drew McIntyre, who's Seth Rollins' opponent for WrestleMania, pretty much is asking and pleading like, "Yo, I'm already gonna beat this shit out you. You need to focus on me." don't get involved with they shit because they shit is gonna interfere with my shit. And Rock
Exactly.
already said, boy, you done interfered with the wrong shit. And Drew gonna tell this nigga tonight, told your bitch ass, bro. I told your bitch
Word.
ass, bro. I told you, stop fuck with them people over there. They
Yeah.
not your business, bro. I'm
Facts.
your
Facts.
business. So I think that is smart in itself because Drew has been so. This sets up a storyline where Drew has been so. Can you see me? Am I still here?
You're frozen.
I'm frozen.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're still grinding the weed on like to the side.
Ah, damn. Okay. This sets up the story to where Drew um um has to possibly be allies with the bloodline. You know what I'm saying? You
It'd be weird. I mean, there's so many ways this can go. That's why I love the setup, because not only that, but how this promo ended was I think that was the most interesting part. Because the stakes that are in this tag team match are very high.
I can't hear you. Hello? Oh, I think we having technical difficulties all the way around.
Hello,
I'm still hello.
hello. All right, we're having some technical difficulties. Bear with us here, but what I'm trying to get across is that this setup for WrestleMania is probably one of the best setups for for a tag team match I've seen, and a setup for the main event eventually on night two that I've seen probably ever, because it can genuinely go two different ways. They should go with The Rock turning on Roman. It can go with Seth turning on Cody. It can go with Cody winning cleanly and then winning cleanly the following night. It can go with Cody winning cleanly and then losing. There's so many different things can happen. It could be with Seth turning on Cody and then securing his victory against Drew. It could be concerned with Drew helping the bloodline, like Chris just mentioned. There's so many avenues and potential avenues they could take this that I think it's fan. I love it. I love everything about the way they just set it up, and then the tension between Roman and The Rock at the end when The Rock's like, if you and he grabs his arm to stop him from finishing the if you smell, and the insecurity of the tribal chief that he just needs to be acknowledged as a tribal chief. He looks him in the eyes and says, listen, I'll do anything for my family, but I need something from you. He takes a beat. He looks up and looks in the eyes of The Rock and he says, I need you to acknowledge me. And they took a long pause, but eventually The Rock took his glasses off, brought the mic to his mouth, and said, I acknowledge you as my tribal chief. You know, gave him a big hug, and it felt like Roman needed that. It's like a weight was lifted off his shoulders because he hears what we're talking about. We're talking about The Rock all the time. Where everybody talking about The Rock, The Rock, The Rock. We're not talking about Roman as much, even though we're waiting for him to lose a title. The Rock has just been this extremely. He's been The Rock. He's boisterous, electrifying, whatever you want to say. And what I appreciate from Roman is that Roman knows his place. Roman doesn't like try to take it to another level like The Rock does. He's always calm, collected. He might get irritated, but he's not The Rock, so he's not trying to be him. He voices very clear, monotone, and direct. And he plays his role perfectly. But at the same time, he showed his insecurities about how he needs to be acknowledged and how he's not getting the love. He did the same thing with Sami Zayn. So the character he plays as Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, has been immaculate and very consistent on what his weak spots are. As far as the chink in his armors. So The Rock finally says he acknowledges him, and he says, "If you smell," he hands the microphone over to Roman. He says, "What the bloodline is cooking." They raise up the ones, and The Rock wastes that fucking L up again before turning it to a one. Now everybody's reading into that. They're thinking that might be something. People are saying The Rock's going to turn. Some people think Seth is going to turn on Cody. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. I'm just gonna watch it and wait and see. But I'm loving how they kind of like set the stage for WrestleMania, because legitimately, I'm at the point where I don't believe Cody's gonna win. I'm at the point where I don't believe Cody's gonna finish his story at WrestleMania. There's so many variables in this now that I'm like, man, they might not pull the trigger this yet.
See, and I mean, realistically, that is why I always. That's why I always ask, like, are we waiting, or are for them to tell us, or are we telling them what we want to see? Right? Because ultimately, I still don't want to see a tag match between them niggas, but I do like. It's almost like Kofi Mania a little bit, where Kofi had to run the gauntlet, and we like, oh well, he about to lose this gauntlet shit because like they got something planned. Like, ain't no way he gonna win. At the Elimination Chamber was his moment. We'll get somebody else to replace him and everything like that. And when the Usos did what they did, it was like everybody deserve it. It's you, Us.
Mhm.
We forfeit. and they
Yeah,
walked and they walked out. That was real.
that was real. Yeah.
So I think this Cody thing for the most part is riding that same wave where there is like what we want them to do, right? And they have every avenue because they write it and it's predetermined, right, for them. And but we also talk about how these companies sway with public opinion. We talk about how Tony does it and how like no, tell them it the way it's told. But then on the other side, we say no, strike when the iron's hot. Cody been hot for 3 years.
Yeah.
It gotta be something, right? So Rock said it on the Pat McAfee show. He said it on several interviews where he said that it it just didn't line up to be big enough for them, right?
Hmm.
What's bigger than now? And I'm not trying to say that this was predetermined, but Vince being gone, Rock being put on the board of TKO, Rock now being the biggest influencer in professional wrestling, sports entertainment, because he's now the top of the top board of the top business.
Yeah.
This is bigger than anything that they was trying to put
Yeah.
together. This is like this
Yo,
is
we're
bigger
talking
than
$5 billion big. Like, let's be real. We're setting ourselves up for a big runway next year with Netflix. I'm curious to see how they handle the TV PG stuff on Netflix too, because maybe we don't got to get all these blurred out in and out shit with the Rock's promos and whatnot. I hated that shit. You saw? Like, you didn't see it? Did you see it live? They were blacking out the screen in the middle of his promo every 5 seconds because
Oh, because
of
of the
some
die
sign.
Rocky die Rocky
Yeah.
die
Oh
sign.
my god, I couldn't take it, yo. Because like, yo, what the fuck is he saying, bro? But yeah, like I hope they do the things differently on Netflix because like it's Netflix. Let them rock.
Well,
Don't
I
have to be
think,
so PG.
but I think that is when we talk about the growth of the business. You got to see that this is a different, even the production, the little bit of the production
Yeah.
that we're seeing is different. Bro, if them niggas about to let them cut
If what the
if
Rock did
the Rock
on
gonna be
if the
able to
Rock did
come
what he did
on
on
Raw
Twitter and Instagram
on
is
Netflix
allowed.
and say, "Hey, listen, you bitch ass motherfuckers." Okay, I'm tired of
Yes.
the bullshit.
Yeah. That's what I want
I'm
to see.
tired of the pussyfooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
down
down
for
with
that. I'm down for that, man. So what am I gonna say? Yeah. So when it comes to where we're at right now, like what we want and everything, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm very satisfied right now to the point where I don't care as much if Cody wins or not because they set it up so well that I trust where they're going. Like I think that the whole Rock and Roman thing has legs. The whole Rock and Seth thing got legs. Rock and Cody has legs. Seth and Cody, Roman and Cody, like all these. There's so many avenues that you got. You could add Drew. You could add different pieces to this. That
Now Cody want to match with The Rock. Now Cody, this ain't what you want, boy. This ain't what you want, boy. Steph, your clown face walking emoji. This ain't what you want, boy.
But I think it's at a point where I'm so satisfied with the storytelling that I'm gonna be satisfied no matter how it turns out WrestleMania, because I know that eventually down the line I don't think The Rock's gonna turn at WrestleMania. A lot of people think that's gonna happen. The Rock's gonna turn on Roman. I think that should happen down the line. I think that should be built up to SummerSlam or next year's WrestleMania or whatever. The Rock's a part of the TKO board. Rock's gonna be a part of WWE probably until Netflix comes around. He even mentioned it in the promo he did that was 21 minutes. He's like, they're asking for where The Rock gonna be. So I can see The Rock being around he's like forever. He said that's what he said. He's like, The Rock gonna be around for life. That's what he said in the promo. So he might be looking at it as like, oh, we don't have to do the match right now. We can really get the juice out of this Cody moment and me be the heel. So I can set up down the line either me being a babyface against Roman next year, or I can be a guy who's a heel and get Roman over as a babyface down the line too. There's many ways they can actually make this viable product grow from this moment and get so many people over in the process. Drew, Seth, CM Punk, everybody's going to get over more from this moment. And there's going to be a lot of dominoes to fall after WrestleMania, which is what I cannot wait for. I mean, WrestleMania, I got to figure out how to get into Philly, because I want to be in the area during. I know it's going to be electric. I want to be down there, or I should say up there, for the weekend, man. I think we should make it a priority to try that. But I'm excited, bro. I can't tell you where it's going to go, and I'm going to sit here and watch.
And see, that makes the podcast a little bit more better for us having a force kind of like, not we do that all the time, but for us to be like, so nah, pick something, just like, nah, man, what they're doing right now is everything that from the press conference on, because literally, bro, before the press conference happened, we was in a group chat arguing about if Rocky is giving Cody a rub. And I'm sorry to say, man, starting to look like I'm a little bit right there, buddy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not right in the context of the conversation. Once again, the context of the conversation was The Rock giving Cody a rub by Cody giving The Rock his spot. That was the context of the conversation. That's not a rub. What's happening now is a rub, because he's actually gonna face. What did I say in the conversation? I said if Cody were to beat The Rock, that is a rub. And if Cody were to be even involved in a Rock one-on-one, that is a rub. So I think we're here now. We're not.
So what you're trying to say is that we're both right, is what you're trying to say. That's why I say you're the male version of my wife. That's why I say that.
I'm trying to say I'm right, nigga.
No, you're the male version of my wife. Exactly. You know
why? She has to deal with you non-context having ass. Then I can only imagine the conversation.
I got either 2 cheaties or 2 Ivanas, whichever way you want to call it.
It's all about the context, bros. Listen up, man. Conversations in context. It's read between the lines. But yeah, man, I'm excited for WrestleMania. I'm not just excited for the main event matches. I'm also excited for where we're going with the Jay and Jimmy Uso match. I think they should open up WrestleMania Night 1 if we can get that to be in a great spot. Jimmy is a little bit jealous of Jay, clearly, and he's like, you're not going to win a championship without me, and we're going to see where that evolves. I don't think we saw Jay last week, so we'll hopefully see him this week. I'm curious to see where they go with the Intercontinental Championship match.
We saw him last week. He was backstage segment with Drew. Wasn't that last week?
What happened? What did he say?
Shit, brother, you got me, motherfucking mistaken.
I must have missed it, man, because there was a couple of backstage segments that I missed last on Raw, but I'm definitely gonna tune in tonight to see how they evolve that storyline, if there's any more going forward with that. I really am curious to see what they're gonna do with Gunther at WrestleMania. Like at this point, he's so dominant that I'm like, maybe he should have a multi-man match again, but more than two competitors. Maybe it should be like a 5-way or a 4-way.
For what though? Nobody. This what we talking about, the AEW ranking, nigga. Who a contender? Who the fucking contender
He
for God?
named them. He said Seth Rollins. No, he said Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, our truth. I mean, he mentioned that he like some people, were saying that, but we did have who pulled up on him.
Uh,
The Judgment Day pulled up on him. So Finn Balor, Damian Priest, they're looking at getting, and then so we're gonna have Dominic.
Dominic actually stepped up.
Dominic stepped
Boy,
up.
I'm trying to tell you, boy, pussy a hell of a drug, nigga. Give you confidence your ass ain't never knew you had. Mommy gonna get your ass fucked up out here, Dominic.
Yeah, man. Andrade's out there, man. Yo, you never know. So there's a lot of things that could possibly.
Andrade and Gunther was slap.
That'll be ill. That'll be ill.
No, but the pandemic took us away. The pandemic took us away from. Remember, we were supposed to get Finn and Walter. You know,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying. Pandemic took that away from us, man.
That's true. That is true.
I don't
Damn,
know
I
if
wouldn't mind seeing that either, man.
that's what was on his resurgence, boy. He was about to get after niggas.
For real. So we'll tune in back next week and we'll tell you what the updates are on that. I hope that whatever it is that I hope that whoever's facing him has a right, fully put reasonable doubt that they could win it. That's all I'm asking for. We got Becky Lynch. Has to go through Nia again to get through to get to Rhea. Obviously, she already won the elimination championship. She will be facing Rhea at WrestleMania, but Nia took her out again, or tried to. They stopped her from taking out. So they're going to have a match tonight on Raw, and I think Becky's probably going to win it. Although I think that Becky should lose it because I don't want.
She should lose it because Nia got to have a claim. Nia got to have a claim when Becky beat Rhea to be the number one contender.
That's what I want to see. I want to see that.
And Becky just can't get rid of fucking Nia.
That's what I think that's a better story.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's a better story, but I have a feeling she's gonna beat her tonight. I think that's WWE. They're gonna just make her strong en route to this main event match with Rhea.
It ain't no main event, nigga. If we getting a tag with Cody, Rock, Seth, and Roman.
Hey, you said it.
That's another thing that Rock made fun of Dave LaGreca. The Rock does not know who this Candy Woody Pooh is. Shout out to Dave. Bro. Dave, calm down, bro. Rock will ring your ass out. Okay.
I think it's all a work. Dave knows what he's doing. He's trying to get the Rock on the pod.
Nah, Dave got Mark Henry and think Mark gonna smooth shit over. Mark from Texas. I mean, ain't been it. I ain't in it.
Nah, he got some backup, man, for real. But he's trying to get Dwayne on the Busted Open Radio. I think that's what he's trying to do, which is great promotion for him. I think he's excited for he's like the face of the Cody Crybabies. So I think that's cool for him.
Dave LaGreca being the face of the Cody Crybaby is legit because he got a fanatic face that is so like that nigga can be that. What if Dave LaGreca hijack wrestling and niggas just start bringing faces of Dave LaGreca because he's the face of Cody Crybabies?
Oh my god! Mad.
Because that should have been me.
Man,
get loud and talk crazy and call Dwayne a bitch ass nigga. You feel me?
Shout out to Busted Open Radio. I think they're doing great work. I'm enjoying their podcast, honestly, or their radio show, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, man, we're in a good place. I think here's what I'll say. Only gripes I have. What are we doing with Bobby and the Street Profits WrestleMania? Because we're getting Bobby and Karrion.
It was an online promo with Bobby and Karrion to get a match this week on Friday on SmackDown. It was a digital exclusive where they cut a promo on each other. But I think you lead to a fucking all-out Donnybrook. Feel me? Like I think y'all got
like a 4-on-4 kind of thing or 6-on-6.
Yeah.
I mean 3-on-3.
Yeah.
I'm down for that too. I just don't want Bobby to take this out, bro. Because man, he hasn't done anything all year. I'm sorry, but like he hasn't done nothing all year.
Bro, it's the 4th day of the 3rd month.
I'm talking about like a year since last WrestleMania. That's what I mean. Like the WrestleMania year. I'm sorry.
About to say,
The WrestleMania cycle.
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll see going forward. Um, I like what they did with Becky and Dakota Kai.
Bailey,
Dakota Kai.
Bailey,
Don't, huh?
Bailey.
I said Bailey.
You said Becky and Dakota Kai.
All right, Bailey and Dakota Kai. Yeah, I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I know. I know. I just want to, I'm saying.
Bailey and Dakota Kai, excuse me, but Dakota Kai, never trust her. She's been turning on every one of her friends.
Bro, she's the female goddamn
Triple H.
no. What you mean? No, who was I about to say? Turn on all they tag partners. Oh fudge. Brain freeze. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Triple H turned on DX. He turned on Shawn Michaels. He turned on Randy Orton, and then Batista got his ass.
That's true. Now Dakota, I'm gonna need your ass to start wearing some leather
I think you
jackets.
muted again.
Championships,
I
bro.
can't tell. I can't hear you.
What? You said hi? I'm muted.
I can't hear you. But you're not muted on here, but we can't hear you.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Yeah, but
yo, I'm back.
I'm liking her story.
Yo, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Also, news: Paul Heyman is now announced as the first inductee of the WWE Hall of Fame. Shout out to Paul Heyman.
Yes,
he will be the first inductee, and I think it's well overdue. I'm glad we're doing it while he is still, in the business, while he's still around to give him his flowers. I do hope that Bray also gets his induction as well, posthumously, unfortunately. But we got our first name, Paul Heyman, today. So shout out to Paul Heyman.
Shout out to the big homie Paul.
We can't hear you, bro. Is your microphone off? Yeah, sorry, we're having technical difficulties. Yeah, go to your settings and do testing on that to check it out on audio, because on my end I can't hear you. But yeah, shout out to Paul Heyman. I think that's well overdue. I can't wait to see his speech. I think he's going to be entertaining, and obviously he's one of the best managers of all time, best advocates, whatever he wants to say. So let's bear with us here. Let's get Chris's takes before we get up out of here, because his mic went out.
Yo, can you hear me?
Paul E. Heyman. Yeah, I can't hear you, man. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You can't hear me still?
Damn. I can't hear you.
No? You can't hear me still?
I can't hear you now.
Damn. Hold on. Let me get out of here. Let me remove.
Who else should be in the Hall of Fame? Leave it in the comments down below if you guys have any ideas of who you would put in the Hall of Fame this year. A lot of the people have already been inducted who I would add. But yeah, man, I think it will be epic to see is Lex Luger in? I think Lex Luger should be in the Hall of Fame. For real. Lex Luger, 2024 Hall of Fame.
Can you hear me?
I think he should be up there.
Yo.
While he's still with us, I think Lex Luger should be also an inductee. Can you? Still? I can't hear you still, man. Guys, we're having some mic issues with my boy. And Mike says you're.
Am I drink?
Man, I don't know what the hell is going on. You can hear me though, right?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Damn, when you go to settings and you go to audio, Does it show the green bars moving? Oh
Yep.
man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It does. Yo, 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 yo.
Hold up. Hello? Hello? All right. I think that we're good now. All right. All right. I think we're good now.
Yo,
I hear you. I hear you.
you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, all right, all right. I'm like, yo, I know I ain't gotta take this laptop in.
No, you
No,
good.
to the Paul Heyman point, so we can Paul Heyman being the first inductee is very much apropos. I like the fact that he's getting it while he's still active, while he's still very much relevant and prevalent in the storyline, and also I think is very much fitting. He's been uh, we know the Paul Heyman story, man. He gritted and grinded his way into a situation, made the absolute most of it, was a legit alternate brand to WWE, WWF at one point in time, worked for the company so many different times and was so influential into the growth of many of our favorites. We talk about Eddie Guerrero and Edge and Rey Mysterio and the Headless Horseman. You know what I'm saying? SmackDown 6 was made infamous, right? We talk about Brock Lesnar, the next best thing. He was behind him. We talk about the 453-day run or some shit that CM Punk had. He's behind him. Like, he is just real. Honestly, now, no lie, we talk about it. My pops put me on to like Paul Lee dangerously with the brick phone. You know what I'm saying? The dangerous alliance. You know what I'm saying? That has some badass dudes in there. Rick Rude, Steve Williams. Was it Steve Austin studying Steve Williams at the time? Because he wasn't Steve Austin. You know what I'm saying? So it Paul is a legit living legend.
Yeah, man. He's a wrestling savant, man.
He's a
He came in and kind of hustled his way into the industry, bro. Like
yeah,
as a photographer, he ended up sneaking into a production meeting, and from there it was the rest is history, man. He talked his way into it.
yeah.
Like,
He gave me inspiration to do what I did with MLW, which was ultimately what I wanted to do. Like, that was my path. I wanted to be influential in like character development and storytelling and using my uh, film and critical thinking to kind of like create and fill in potholes and things like that. I was very fortunate to kind of sneak into the situation I was with MLW to kind of be just get a glimmer and a glimpse of what Paul was able to do. Just do anything to be around. You know what I'm saying? And soak up as much knowledge and get as many networks as you can, because he then used and parlayed people seeing his face and doing things and being active and not just being a hanger on, and was able to kind of like elevate him and enhance him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man.
And in in some cases, some homies did that for me as well. You know what I mean? Notice that I wasn't just trying to like latch on and really put me on and do some things. So shout out to Paulie for being an inspiration for everybody trying to get to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he's definitely a hustler for real.
That nigga definitely sold water to a well. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, he sold some nothing to well sometimes. Let's be real, niggas didn't get paid sometimes. So I mean, no, but all due respect, man. Dude's a legend. All that's water under the bridge. ECW, come on, groundbreaking in the industry. Part of the reason why the Attitude Era became the Attitude Era is Paul Heyman. Sorry, but not sorry. The dude is they stole a lot of the swag, and then turned it up a notch with
And shout
WWE.
out to Paulie. He did good business at the end of the day too. He
Yeah,
got those boys paid at the end of the day, right?
yeah.
He fucked them all. Listen, hey, he told niggas we gonna perform at this garage, and we sold a lot of tickets. But damn, man, we had to pay for security.
But
Yeah,
when you see your boss on television for the other company, and you realize in that moment that it's over, oh, that gotta hurt. Tommy Dreamer said he wanted to kill that dude. Damn, like he legitimately was plotting to kill that man because he believed in him so firmly. And no, but like it all worked out in the end. Tommy
shout
Dreamer
out to, but that's a shout out to Paulo. Paul, listen, you believe in me so much, I'm a fold, bro. You believe in me so much, I'm a fold. Give me a minute. They'll buy you out. You'll get your little money. I'll even bring you in. They'll actually pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just I'm gonna take care of you. I know I sank our boat. I know I put a hole in our ship. But what I'm gonna tell you is that I legitimately got life rafts for every single one of y'all, bro. I do.
Every single one, but some of them
I mean, who would the people who decide to take it? Listen, Tommy Dreamer took it. Hold on, listen. Tommy Dreamer took it. Sandman took it. Douglas took it. Rob Van Dam took it. Like, there's a couple niggas that took it, brother. You know what I'm saying? So,
it took a while for some of them, but they came around. Yeah, for sure.
Even Tajiri made a nice post ECW career. My
he was the man.
He made a lot of money.
He did. Jerry, man, was the man. Yeah, I used to play with his character on WWE 2000. That was my favorite dude for a minute. That kick.
But think about that though. Tajiri in ECW was wrestling Little Guido, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And super crazy.
Crazy.
And they was having banger 3-way matches, you know what I'm saying? And then Tajiri literally, made his name, made his buzz, did all that tough hard shit, and then Paulie got in the fucking position of power. It was like, Akira Tozawa is Tajiri to me, right? A New Age Tajiri, a nigga who bad the fuck ass, did everything you can imagine, bust his ass, did all that. Man, let that nigga wear some short shorts and a headband, my nigga, and let him get paid, good money.
Yeah. Man, show some love to Paul Heyman. If y'all in the comments, leave your favorite Paul Heyman moment, and we should do that for each Hall of Fame inductee this year. Other than that, anything else you want to talk about before we get up out of here?
Nah, man, it's 420. I got a joint waiting for you to play your game so I can play my last
game. I told you I played that night, remember?
No, you didn't play San Francisco. Your next game, I already advanced. I'm waiting on you.
You didn't tell me you went live because remember I played it that night after we played. I was like, I'm gonna get it over with, and I played my game.
I didn't tell you I went. I did. Well, I played at like 2 a.m. I might not have said. Yeah, unlike you, I didn't send you up. No, I'm just playing. Shout out to my brother, man.
We gotta do something. So they can't keep no secret through it. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, listen, all is love. Everything is wrestling. I don't play my game of Madden. Win another Super Bowl, and we out this bitch.
Yeah, that is definitely what you about to do. While I am 1-16 right now.
Oh, you won? Okay, good job. I didn't even know you won a game.
Yo, I'm mad that I lost the game that I should have won, which I actually won. My pick from Baltimore went from 6 to 11.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Because you beat them.
Because I lost to them.
Because you lost to them. So shouldn't it go up?
No. If I would have in the football,
you got their pick.
I got their pick. In football, their worst record
Oh, so yeah, they
You
moved
know,
because you beat them. Then yeah, you're right. You're right.
they
You're
would have
right.
had a lot. You know what I'm
No,
saying? So
because you lost to them, so they ended up going further up the. All right, hey man, you still got 2 first rounders, man. You get out of here, man. You got a 90 overall team with 2 first rounders. You got no excuses, bro. Sorry, but let's get up out of here, bro. We'll be back next week sometime. Hopefully Sunday. We shall see. Sunday
no,
I
we will
will,
Sunday. Ain't no pay per view Sunday, nigga.
but
Hopefully,
I will
man.
be out of. I'll be not out of town, but I'll be in the city. I'll try to make it back in time. I should be back in time
Oh,
to
you
do the
about to get
podcast.
the boogie?
Nah, it's all work. It's all business. Yeah, work. It's a networking event. But yes, I
Well,
will. All love, everything's wrestling. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Deuces.